Hey guys, Brian with Buffalo Beer Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at another one of my home brews. Since the cherry wheat seemed to do a little bit better, say, viewing wise, we're going to take a look at tap number 2, which is Mosaic Backsplash. All right, like I said, tap number 2 for me, Mosaic Backsplash, clocks in at 5.9% ABV. It's hazy AF, and it features Mosaic and Simcoe for a really nice depth to the IPA experience. I'm going to, let's see how I can do this. Go like this, maybe zoom out a little bit. There you go. And we'll see about getting that shot on camera. Only underneath my armpit. Pour over. I don't mind the pour over. And then look at that. Look at that beer. Amazing. So let's go over to the studio. There it is right there. I got the Beersmith brew sheet from the brew day, and I will kind of read you guys my comments and my notes that I took around brew day, and we'll go from there, okay? Give me 2 seconds to get this camera set up. Yeah. Okay guys, like I said, we're gonna take a look at my little homebrew recipe, and I call it Mosaic Backsplash. My little ode to my little wallpaper line that I started off with. I think it was Citra wallpaper all those years ago. I've done Simcoe wallpaper, I've done Strata wallpaper, I've done Mosaic Backsplash, X, Y, and Z. I believe this is the second sort of version of Mosaic Backsplash. The first couple of times I brewed it with Yukonot, which really did, it did well. Like, I brewed the first one hazy, I brewed the second one clear, so I didn't use much flaked components in it, and I liked both of them equally. This time around, I switched up the hop bill, and I used, I'll include this recipe in the description below, but we'll go over it. I mashed in at 152 for 60 minutes. It includes 2.5 pounds of flaked oats, 2.5 pounds of flaked wheat, amongst the other base. But I did do 1.5 ounces of Mosaic at 5 and an ounce of Simcoe at 5, 3 ounces of Mosaic in the Whirlpool and 2 ounces of Simcoe in the Whirlpool. And I used the White Labs 001, the California ale yeast, and then I dry hopped it aggressively with 2 of Mosaic, 1 of Simcoe, both on day 8 of 10, and 5 of 10. But we'll get into that in a second. And the resulting sort of brew is this really aggressively yellow, sort of fluorescent yellow sort of body to the beer. You guys saw me pour it, very decently carbonated. It's the forced carbonation that comes along with, you know, pressurizing your CO2 tanks and whatnot. And it did give me a decent head. It is carbonated amongst the body, but it's really difficult to even see with your normal eye, let alone through video. And I get this really great sort of dark, I say dark, kind of comes across. It's not light and bright like a Florida sunny day and you're having you know, an orange off the tree. It's more of that sultry sort of dark citrus presence, a little bit oily, a little bit concentrated, a little bit say riny sort of citrus orange, and it's nice. I also get bits of herbalness, and that plays all the way through. I think, you know, the aggressive dry hopping helps keep the aromas and the flavors the same all the way through. And it just, with the way it looks and the carbonation level and the initial aroma. I was extremely happy with this, and I thought I would show you guys because, you know, who knows, maybe you guys want to brew it. You know what I mean? And it is a wonderful sense of a little bit acidic twang to that initial sip. From the, I'd say the citrus sort of characteristics. Maybe it's the two-row, whatever. But man, it was really nice. And then it kind of leads into a little bit of acidic twang, but the body of this beer is really smooth and pretty even keeled in terms of there's nothing really unbalanced about it. There's nothing on the front end, there's nothing off the tail end. It's really nicely balanced. I'm kind of proud of myself for that. So I wanted to kind of show this beer off a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I think this is wholly medium bodied. I'm just getting little bits of pulpy, resinous sort of vibes going on late in the palate and semi into the aftertaste, none of which sticks around for very long. Now, I'm really happy with this. This is something that I would love to brew again, with a couple of changes. So I'll read you some of my notes. You know, everybody should be taking good notes on a brew day. So I did start with my water treatments, and I believe the water treatments are what helped me amongst with the flaked characteristics of the bill to give you this really nice mouthfeel and delivery. I used for my, I think I started with about 6.2 gallons in the boil kettle. I did add 6 grams of calcium chloride. I used 3 grams of gypsum, and I used 2 milliliters of lactic acid, and my mash pH was 7.55 to 7.57. That's kind of where I like to run it, like either 7.5 or the high 7.5s. Some of my notes that I took from brew day, really smooth mashing. The grain consistency was okay. The pump that I used didn't have any problems. The pre-boil gravity was 1.050. And then my post-boil, or my starting gravity, was 1055. My final gravity was 1010. Gave me an ABV of 591. I did make, it says I made a late decision, not really what I have posted on my recipe, but I made a late decision to dry hop both my first and second dose with 3 ounces of Mosaic and 1 ounce of Simcoe. I think I initially had 2 in 1. I bumped it up to 3 in 1 to maybe give it a little bit more kick, and I will tell you, I'm really happy that I made that decision. There's no question that you're drinking a Mosaic IPA with that little bump in the dry hops, both dry hops. So it's an additional 2 ounces in the dry hop total. Another thing that I did was I noticed a very, very early and aggressive fermentation on this beer. So I felt that I should take advantage of it. So I put my first dry hop in on day 2 out of 10 to take advantage of that volatility. And I put my second dry hop in at day 5 out of 10. So let me see. I evaluated the gravity at day 9 just because of the early dry hop additions. I figured I would maybe check it a day early just in case it was ready to come off the yeast and be racked. Do you know what I mean? But no, it was good. I kept it for 10 days. The aromas were crazy on it, and I was just excited from day 2 or 3 on. I just been happy. I have noticed that this has been in the keg for about 2.5 weeks. The first week was very green, very grassy, very hop burn-y of a type of brew. And within the last week, it's really blossomed into this full-bodied Mosaic and Simcoe experience. It's been really, really cool. From giving the beer out to One-Eyed Cat and to some people at work, good responses so far. Patrick at One-Eyed Cat had a good opinion. Maybe moving the 1 ounce Simcoe at the 5-minute boil to a first wort hop, and then possibly lowering the Simcoe doses. I'm kind of happy where it is right now. So I think I'm going to eliminate my next time I brew this, I'm going to eliminate the 5-minute Simcoe edition. I'm going to change that 1 ounce dose at 5 minutes to a 1/2 ounce first wort hop edition. And then I'm going to bump up the dry hopping. I'm contemplating cryo hopping during the dry hopping, especially the second dry hop, just to kind of reduce the vegetal sort of load, kind of increase that lupulin sort of presence and all that other good stuff that you get with cryo hops. But we'll see. Overall, I've been extremely satisfied with this. If anybody would like to give this recipe a shot, I think that would be a good idea. But I would suggest maybe throwing around in your head whether you would like to do a first wort hop with the Simcoe. The alpha acids are right there. You could probably get away with it. And maybe you're dry hopping and sort of hop schedule, hop load after fermentation. You know what I mean? So that's it for me. I really hope you guys liked a little look into some of the homebrews that have been on tap in my garage. I appreciate all the clicks and the watches, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.